Everybody, I am here with my favorites, some of the things I've been loving, some of the stuff I've been up to for the month of October 2025. Everyone, I hope that you've had a wonderful, amazing October. Welcome to those of you that are new. Thank you, those of you that are returning. Just doing a little update of some of the things I've been enjoying for the month of October. These are not necessarily new things. I don't have extravagant money to do hauls all the time or anything like that. But I'm just showing you some of the things that I have been enjoying. I'm going to start with decks and move over to books and some of the creative stuff, and then some kind of, miscellaneous type things. I'm also going to talk about some of the stuff I did this month. So I hope you enjoy that. But let's get started with the decks I've been working with. Neither of these are new. These are classics. This month, for the readings I've been doing, both like my Patreon levels where people get private readings, and with my tarot scopes and things, I have been working with the Tarot of the Vampires. This is a classic deck. I got this back in I want to say 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. And so this is kind of the classic Llewellyn kind of cardstock. It's thin, and glossy, but I do like this cardstock. I think they did a reprint and I heard people complain about the cardstock. So just keep that in mind if you are looking at getting this. I believe it is unfortunately out of print. It is a really great deck to work with. It's just like a beautiful vampire deck with beautiful people. I know some people criticize that, but sometimes you just want a beautiful romantic vampire deck. What can I say? So that's the backs there. They've got this beautiful rose on it. It is kind of more of a Thoth type deck, I would say, just because the court cards are daughter, prince, queen, and lord. So you have to kind of keep that in mind. I at least have to anyway. And then they change the suits. I think it's knives for swords, scepters for wands, grails for cups, and skulls for pentacles. I am not usually a fan of this, right? Because I kind of hate it when people change the name of the court cards and when they change the name of the suits. I like to keep it classic, but still. It is a really beautiful deck, as you can see, sexy vampires galore, if you love that kind of thing. They've got the devil here. It's really cool. There's some of the color stuff too, like the Seven of Knives, the knives often have sort of a golden kind of color to them. The grails often have oh, there's the lovers, very sexy there with the rose and everything. We've got, those are more knives. Really beautiful though, that Four of Knives. Really, really nice. I like that one. The scepters have sort of this orangey quality to it. The skulls have a brown and a purple. There's one there. Really cool. And then the grails have kind of a green sort of color to them. There they go. Grails. So you can kind of tell by the colors when you're laying out a spread how much of each you have, but it's just kind of a cool vampy, perfect for Halloween type of deck. I usually use the Halloween tarot for October, but I thought I would kind of switch it up. I don't have the box for this anymore because it was one of those sort of flimsy Llewellyn boxes, so I've put it in this black velvet bag because of course for vampires you have to have a black velvet. And then I paired it with the Les Vampire Oracle. This is another one I've had for a long time. This is Jasmine Beckett Griffith and Lucy Cavendish, Blue Angel. So I don't know, again, I don't know if this one's still in print or not. That is the backs there. I think there's ones with different backs. And you've got your big-eyed, doll-faced children. It's got some pretty deep kind of, insightful meanings to this. It is a bit of a darker deck, like Prey here, which says stalked, invaded, and watched. Creepy, right? Got Hunter here, Aggressor, Tracker, and Provider. And then there's some art history references here. We have Nightmare. I do love the art history references. This is very Queen of the Damned kind of energy to it. I find this particular one. We've got some Snow White energy going on here. So it is kind of a bit of a darker deck, but I do think it has some pretty good insights with it, and I find it paired really well with the Tarot of the Vampires. So I've been enjoying working with that, working with the big-eyed children, the Jasmine Beckett Griffith stuff. So yeah, kind of had a vampire theme going on this month, and it's Halloween. Why not have a vampire theme going on? So those are the favorite decks I've been working with. I didn't get any new decks this month, which I'm fine with. I kind of had like, I was buying a few decks this year. I kind of go on and off with that. I really do need to sort through, I keep saying this, my decks, and getting rid of the ones I don't use, passing them on, selling them, whatever, and just sticking with the ones that I really enjoy. Books that I picked up this month, I did pick up Colette Baron-Reid's The Art of Manifesting. So this book, I'm not all the way through this yet. I just started this, like I just got it this month, but it's about using drawing as a form of scripting. And if you don't know what scripting is this idea in sort of more new age manifesting circles of writing out what you want to happen so that you're putting it out into kind of like the field of potential to make it more likely to come towards you. Well, this is doodling to kind of make that happen. So you don't have to be like a trained artist like myself. You can just doodle. It's like using shapes and things and drawings to sort of like tap into your subconscious brain, tap into that, you know, sort of subconscious energy. And like anyone can doodle, right? Like anyone can make squiggly lines, like, and using color and things, using different shapes and things to mean different things, which does make me think of kind of sigil making, how you can have different, you know, sort of shapes and symbols and things mean different kinds of energies. So I'm not done with this. I will do a review of this when I'm done, but I have been enjoying this, and it's just, you know, sometimes it's just fun to like draw things and make some color. And especially like I always feel this pressure sort of because I went to art school that if I draw something it has to look really good because hey, you went to art school, right? But this is sort of like squiggly line drawings and color, so there's no pressure here, right? So I'm going to go through this book, see what I think of it, but so far enjoying it. And I do like most of Colette Baron-Reid's stuff, not all of it, but this seems to be like a pretty good book. She wrote it as well with Anna Denning, who's like, I think she's like a neurobiologist and stuff, so or neuroscientist. So there is this connection with kind of like some, you know, psychology with this as well. So interesting read, have been enjoying that. When it comes to art, I did pick up some new art supplies, actually inspired by this book. And also there was a art supply sale at the bookstore where I work. Not that I work at a bookstore, but where I work, there's a bookstore nearby. So I did go and get art supplies. I got myself a sketchbook, just a smaller sketchbook, so I could like kind of carry it in my bag, keep it with me. I also wanted to do some drawing at lunchtime because rather than doom scrolling, why not do something creative, right? So I got myself some colored pencils. I'll show them here on screen. It's because I forgot to take them home for the weekend, but really beautiful colors. I also got a set of pencils. I like having the different kind of thicknesses or like dark and light, the different variations with that. So I have been really enjoying working with that and just doing some sketching again, doing some coloring. It's been a lot of fun to do that. You know, I'm trying to just take those moments that I have, those extra moments, and put some creativity in rather than trying to wait for some like big swath of time that may never happen. I mentioned in my last video, if you watched the Samhain video, that I've been doing a lot of photography again, black and white photography. So this is my camera here. I think I've showed it before. This is a really old camera. I got it secondhand in the 90s. It's from the 70s. It is East German. I've just been enjoying so much taking photos with this, with real film and developing film, developing prints. I lost the lens cap. So I had gotten originally a universal lens cap, but it was way too big for that. So I did actually order myself a lens cap finally, so that's good. But just, yeah, really enjoying working with this again. And I think there's something just lovely about doing creative things, especially because, as we know, the world has gone crazy. The United States, I feel for all of you in the States with what's happening. It's just, I don't even know what to say. I'm just flabbergasted by it all. I feel so terrible for you all. But you know, I feel like every time I open up the news or I open up like Threads or something, it's like, what terrible thing has happened today? And I find that like being creative can counteract that, right? Like at least that we have like hope that it's not all doom and gloom. So I think it's really important to be creative in whatever way we can. It does not have to be, again, like this professional level creativity. We can just make creative things for the sake of making creative things. So as far as like beyond creative things, I did get a new purse this month. I'm still undecided about it, but first I'm going to show you the purse I was replacing. So last year I bought some stuff from Killstar and it was a bit hit and miss. So there was like a couple of, actually like there were 3 items that I was like, oh my God, this is great. And I love them. And I also got the purse, which I also loved, but it does not last is my problem. I got a 5th thing, which fell apart, which was terrible, but luckily I did not spend very much money on it. But I'll show you the purse. So first of all, it comes with this really nice chain, I gotta say. Love the chain. And it's velvet. You've got like the fake leather here. You've got embroidery here. It's not super huge, but I did manage to fit the important things in. But this is, you know, after a year, the velvet on the back is like wearing off. And I mean, not the end of the world, right? Especially because this is usually the side you don't see. But if you look at the sides, they are coming away already. Like they're just not holding on, which is really, really sad. The other thing too is that this fake leather, which let's face it, fake leather is plastic, is, you know, the trim and everything is starting to come off. Now, I have had it for almost a year. And I do use it fairly regularly, so not the worst in the world. But that's the problem with a lot of these faux leathers. I know people think that they're, you know, being environmentally friendly and friendly to animals and stuff, but it's plastic. It's plastic and it doesn't last. And do we really need more plastic in the world, right? So I'm a little sad about this because I did really like it, but I was like, oh, maybe I need a new purse. So I got one. This was just a cheapie that I got. I might get something else. This is what it looks like here. So it's got this fake, it's the plastic chain. Again, I know, not great with plastic, but it does have this chain here, which is kind of cool. And then I attached my frog that I showed last time. And then it came with a ghost, which is so cute. This little ghost. Very, very cute, very adorable. It is much bigger. I can fit much more things. It's got this weird, I got to cover this up with a patch. I'm thinking of actually maybe buying some like battle patches, like band patches, and doing this, and it fits just lots more things and it's waterproof. So I did get that. I'm still kind of on the lookout for a purse. One thing I have to say though is that they had 2 zipper tags and one like broke on the first day, but I paid like I think $26 for this purse, so I guess what do I expect, right? So it's, you know, the hunt for the purse of the right size that's going to last and fit your things and be waterproof and be cute. The hunt for the purse continues. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I would love to hear them. Other than that, this month, let's see. I did go see Teresa Caputo, the Long Island medium. She came to a local venue, and I went with my friend Pat. We had a great time. So if you've never been to one of these things before, when one of these famous mediums, they're on stage, and there was like, I don't know, 10,000 people in the audience. Like, it was a big audience, right? And she, you know, usually they talk a little bit about what they do, and then they go around to members in the audience and they do some readings. And of course, everybody there is hoping for a reading. Spoiler alert, we did not get a reading, neither me or Pat or her other friend that came with us. But, you know, it was still enjoyable and interesting to listen to. I have to say, I did go see Matt Fraser, who's another famous medium, a couple of months ago with my friend, and I thought actually he was better than Teresa Caputo. So Matt Fraser, I'd never heard of him before. I thought he was very humorous. I thought he was very funny, very good showmanship. And he did not do a vague, like, somebody in the audience, you know, there's somebody who died whose name starts with the letter M, because of course there is, right? He would literally point at a person and say, like this one woman, he pointed at her and said, who's your friend that died in the car? They were trapped in the car and they drowned. Like, that's pretty darn specific. And yes, the woman's friend, that had happened to them. Like, he was very specific, and he would point to specific people. He did read for people in the row in front of us, and my friend it was funny because she was like, darn it, wanted him to read for us, right? But we had a good time. That was back in September, I think we saw that one. And then, or August, I think. And then with Teresa, though, I found she was actually a little more vague. Like, and it could just be, there's different styles of reading, but this is a very large room. And then she would say things like, I feel like there's a young girl here who's under the age of 10 who died of leukemia. Now, you've got thousands of people in the audience. There probably is someone that fits that description. And then people would put up their hand, and sometimes it would be more than one person. And she would go to one person, and then she would get more specific. I wonder if she was like kind of honing in on people, but it was like I was kind of not as impressed, I have to admit, as I was with Matt Fraser. And also too, people have off days, you know, I know that from reading and stuff like that. And also, you're not going to be 100% all the time. But if you get, you know, even 80% right, you're doing really well. So I thought like once she honed in on the person, she would get more specific and say things that, you know, you couldn't know. But I have to say, like, I thought Matt Fraser was better, but I still had a really great time. I was entertained. And I felt like the people who got the readings really needed them. There were a lot of people where it was like children that had died of theirs, like really sad, right? And I want to tell though, I wish I could just stand up and public service announcement to everybody that if you really want to hear from your loved ones, just go find a medium that you trust, like find someone with a good reputation and just pay them. Just get a reading from a medium. You know, waiting in the crowd for like a 5-10 minute reading from someone is not like, you know, the amount of money you will spend going to those shows hoping for a reading, you're better off taking that money and going to a qualified medium in your area and getting a reading. So just public service announcement about that. Other than that, this, you know, we did have Thanksgiving in Canada here. Our Thanksgiving is the second Monday in October. That was great. Lots of really great food. Went out to the country, saw family. So it was really good there. I did enjoy that. And I enjoy all the fall colors. I enjoy, you know, the weather's getting a little crisper. It hasn't snowed yet. Cross our fingers. Won't snow for a while, but it's not, we have had snow for Halloween, so it's not that unusual. But enjoying the weather, enjoying getting cooler. I enjoy all of the fall colors. It's just been really wonderful. So I'm going to leave you with a little video of just driving out in the country, looking at the fall trees. I hope you enjoy that. Again, thank you so much for being there. I wish you all a wonderful Samhain season as we go towards Yule. I hope you had a wonderful October. Thank you to my patrons. Thank you for supporting me. I wouldn't be here without you. And you can check out my Patreon, of course. You can check out my Etsy shop if you want a reading. Again, thank you so much for being here. And as always, I'm sending you peace and love and rock and roll.